These all are the best new ARPG games for mobile. I'm sure you will get something new from the games list that I will mention through this video. I really need your help to like this video and comment which game do you like the most. Please enjoy the video of Top 10 Greatest Action RPGs for Android and iOS, New RPG Hack and Slash Games Mobile. White Rim. Have you tried this game? I'm sure the first impression you get is about snowbreak games like, but it's truly similar. From the hero's design and how the UI buttons are exactly similar, but it has a different storyline base. Even while we are fighting, the dialogue will appear to let the player know about the situation. Again and again, the developer only make a female hero selection only, which is I prefer to play a male character as well. This is a very important thing that the other developers should be concerned about, because most players prefer to play as a male characters, and so do I. The game's combat mechanism is absolutely interesting. We can unleash the other party member's skill as a support, or you can switch the hero to adjust the combat style and play the best role as your main movement likes, with a sci-fi and robotic design making the player have a futuristic concept. Anyway, a gun is the only weapon we have, so making space for the target will be the best strategy to survive. Best action RPG games for mobile. Ungodly. This game is absolutely fantastic. It should get more attention once it released globally, but the developer has a lot of work to optimize the game. Especially the rendering system is taking so long and even make the game look so heavy. When you set the graphic into ultra setting, then it's getting laggy. So you need to lower the graphic to enjoy the better experience. The game's combat mechanism is hack and slash based with a storyline concept. So the player will get 3 party members and we can switch between them anytime without any cooldown. Each of the hero has a different player role like a berserker, magician, and healer. 2 skills are available, which is regular one and also ultimate one, but need to build up the gauge meter first to release the powerful skill. The developer making it become a story-driven game as well, making the player able to explore the area while in the safety spot. It has a medieval vibes from the character design and how the NPC looks. Ungodly best ARPG game for mobile. Destiny Rising. This game is a really good example of how the realistic action RPG should be, but actually it's a multiplayer game where you can meet the other players only on the plaza, but once you start a mission, then you should clear it by yourself. The game's combat mechanism is absolutely fantastic because we should handle 2 weapons, which are sword and gun. Both of the weapons will have a different functions with different damage power, so you can adjust the gameplay to play as a hunter in a long range or play as a warrior in close range combat. With a fast-paced combat will give a high intensity level while facing a massive number of the enemies at once. The ultimate skill will trigger the hero to improve all of the status ability, body attack speed, acceleration, attack, and also strength. Destiny Rising is one of the best new action games with a role-playing game concept, and anyway, you will get a lot of story scenes while having a dialogue. Project X. If your phone is not the high-end spec, then I would like to recommend playing it when it releases globally. The game is absolutely perfect for a game with less than 2GB because it will have a semi-open world concept with a great combat ARPG hack and slash game in anime art style. Overall, it has a great fantasy world with a brighter looks and colorful concept. As an anime game, I'm sure it will easily spoil your eyes. The game's combat mechanism is fully an action, so we need to come into the dungeon and eliminate the whole enemy. Switching the hero anytime will be the best way to adjust your strategy combat. I love how fast the cooldown of each skill is, so we can kill the enemy much easier by unleashing the skill in a short period of cooldown time. I really hope the developer will make a special animation while unleashing the ultimate skill and also make a voiceover while having a dialogue. Exploring the world is possible but in a limited area. Project X best ARPG mobile. Valorius. This game is absolutely interesting. Unfortunately, not many players notice if this game exists on mobile. In fact, it has a realistic combat gameplay where the player needs to focus on the stamina or energy while in the combat. Every action you do will consume some stamina. Once your hero runs out of the stamina and gets exhausted, then you can't do anything, which means you don't have any option to fight back. So maintaining your energy is really crucial to win a game, which I mean the best strategy will depend on it. Anyway, while recovering the stamina, you can block the enemy's attack, and this is the best way to defend. Do a counter attack when the enemy takes some time on recovering the stamina is the best timing to counter. So I assume the strategy of timing is really crucial to win the combat. At the beginning, we'll get about 8,000 golds that we can use for recruiting a new hero. Their weapon will be different like an iron stick, sword, and also 2-handed axes. Valorius is one of the best new ARPG on mobile that you can play now. Dead Alive Spirit Echo. As I remember, this game was released on mobile before, but it suddenly disappeared, and I really remember how come it's possible happened. But right now the developer relaunched the game on the Play Store again with nothing different at all. Do any of you realize and remember it? The game's combat mechanism is really simple with a side-scrolling perspective that is perfectly blended with a casual concept. Even if you can tap the auto action once you clear the tutorial, at the beginning we already have 4 main active skills and we don't have to learn the new skill anymore because it's been fixed and we can't change it. Even though it has a side-scrolling perspective, but you all can navigate the hero's joypad into 360 degrees. There is a lot of conversation we will face just before the combat start, and you can select a different answer from the dialogue. Surely it will affect the storyline at the end. Best action hack and slash game mobile. Epic Conquest X. I'm a big fan of Epic Conquest 2 game because it has a great storyline and open world concept and surely playable offline. Unfortunately, on the new version it should be playing with an internet connection and the gameplay is way different because it's not an open world anymore. So the player need to clear every single stage that available in the selection mode, but we need to clear the stage one by one to open up the next level. I love how the dungeon has such a huge world that we can explore and find out the hidden treasure. 2 main heroes will actively talk to each other to make a dialogue, and even you can see how fun the conversation is with so much humor on it. The combat mechanism of Epic Conquest X is 2 of heroes will fight side by side. She or he will attack the nearest target by using the basic attack, and we can control their skill whenever the skill is ready just by tapping the skill icon that will appear on the avatar icon. We can switch the hero anytime. Abyssdia, new anime RPG game that has a hack and slash base. The first impression I got while trying this game is absolutely interesting, especially the panorama looks so charming with a nice collaboration of scenery and brightness, make the visual look so perfect. As I remember, the game has an English version before, but it suddenly disappeared from the Play Store, and right now the other developer comes to develop this game with a little change. If I could remember, in the previous version, the main character can be used as a male hero, but right now all of the heroes are female, but of course with a nice look, very charming appearance, and nice body shape to make a waifu hunter stay longer while playing it. In combat, we should play the game manually because we'll take full control to release the other partner's ultimate skill, even if you don't have to switch the character, but you have a chance to trigger the powerful skill just by tapping the skill icon. Dark Lord Vampire Survival. Many of the players saying if this game looks like Fear Rising, which is after I compare the visual is pretty similar, but the action it has is quite different. Especially the mobile version doesn't have any dodge action. The main character reminds me of Dante with a vampire or a Alucard looks. Overall, it has a dark fantasy theme base with a hack and slash base. Unfortunately, the game's angle will be taken from a top-down view perspective, so we can't zoom in or zoom out, which is the point of view is fixed. But honestly, I prefer to play an action game that has a more dynamic point of view. While in game, we can upgrade the weapon to enhance, equip a different selection of weapons like a sword or bow is possible. Right now, I think the developer should be focusing on the graphic because it's way too blurry. In fact, the mobile game's level now is really high in the visual level. Jade Dynasty 2. Right now you can download the game, but it is only available in a certain country, and also the language is limited, which is not in English yet. So the player who wants to experience the storyline will have a problem, but at least you know how the game's combat is. Because the developer are making it as one of the best new ARPG on mobile. The hero can wield their weapon while moving, making the combat look smooth and special. There are so many hero classes with a gender selection male and female. Overall, it has a Chinese theme base, so you will see the background, architecture, character design, and everything is designed to introduce the Chinese culture. So, you know, in-game, you can fly and explore the sky with your flying action without any limit, so you can explore the open world way faster. There is no loading screen while you are moving into a different area, making it need a high-end phone to render the graphic. Jade Dynasty 2 is the best new hack and slash realistic game RPG on mobile. Bonus: SAWERIA Showdown R. This game is absolutely fantastic. It's kind of MMORPG, but the way the hero do an action is absolutely good. We'll play in a samurai era with all of the character selection is a samurai design, but has their own primary weapon. This game is good for a player who would prefer to play a simple game because the feature it has is pretty common, like gearing up the equipment, learn a new skill. You don't have to make a crafting, just kill the enemy and claim for the reward. These all are the best new action RPG games on mobile. Remember to like this video and see you on the next list. Thanks.